Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, have y'all noticed this little something? We've had the Terrence Crawford Canelo fight. It's been about a month now or close to. And it's something weird. It's like, when it gets quiet, it's crickets. Listen, have you noticed something? Nobody's calling out Canelo. Canelo Alvarez, ain't nobody calling out Canelo. You know what I mean? And I think that has a lot to do with the expectations, right? Because at the end of the day, there was a lot of people that people didn't want Canelo to fight during the height of his career. Y'all know I'm going to say Demetrius Andrade. No one never wanted him to fight him, ever. Right? Then later, no one really wanted him to fight David Benavidez. Like, ever. You know what I mean? Not really. Now, people who were just objectively boxing fans, and they would say, Canelo's undisputed, you have to fight your mandatory, David Benavidez. Yeah, that's the fight people would say they wanted to see. But a lot of Canelo fans, maybe I should pinpoint that, they didn't want to see that fight. And then, David Morrell is also one. But, he was the mandatory. We ignored that one too. You know what I mean? Because, like, hey, do you think Canelo beats David Morrell, David Benavidez? And that's why right now, it's like no one's really calling Canelo out. He's getting the NFL's Josh Allen treatment. Right? He's getting that treatment right now. It's very similar. I just wanted to put that in there because I'm going to say something about that. Right? It's like, who do we think Canelo's going to beat? He's not going to rematch Bivol. Do you think he's going to beat Bivol? Do you think he's going to beat Beterbiev if he fights those? Those are people that Brawling News 24, Boxing News 24, a.k.a. Fox News of Boxing, wants Crawford to fight, the little guy. Beterbiev, Bivol, they asking all them big guys, right? But they're not asking Canelo. Can Canelo fight Beterbiev? A rehabilitation fight? Can he fight Bivol? At any weight, Bivol will go down to his weight. Nope. Who do we think? Do we think Hamza Shariz? That's going to probably have to be the fight with Canelo. And then who you got? Very good question now. So the Canelo's next opponent, if it ain't me, he can mess around and be an underdog. You know what I'm saying? It's really a trip. And why do I say he's getting the NFL's Josh Allen treatment? Because it's similar. Josh Allen has a bad game. And, what they say, he got a team full of nobodies. Can't nobody else play. Nobody. I remember last year, his offensive line was in the top 3. Had top 3 offensive line. But we just act like, And then they only let one of them make the Pro Bowl so they can say he don't have too many Pro Bowlers on the team. But if you're in the top 3 offensive line and your quarterback is about to get the MVP, then damn it, you put at least 2 or 3 of them people from the offensive line on the Pro Bowl. But you didn't, so you can have the Pro Bowl argument, right? And so, he had a bad game, for him, for his standards. Bad game, couple of interceptions, just not too good. They was blitzing him real good. And so they threw everybody else under the bus. Those are NFL players making millions of dollars. None of them could play. He needs more help here and there and everywhere. He needs help because he's, everybody else ain't good enough. Lamar Jackson cannot lose a game. Cannot lose a game. Or it's hell breaks loose. No matter what. You can watch people drop balls. My man Andrews, I hate to say it Andrews, but I just got to use you here because I love me some Andrews. One of the second best tight end in the league. Andrews drops a ball right in the end zone. Derrick Henry dropping balls in the championship game. Just dropping balls, fumbling at wrong times. And then the defense was trash at the beginning of last year, and then they got better towards the end. But, in that season, to throw 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, where none is your fault, and have the third highest passer rating in the history of the game, and run 900 yards, and we talking about what he can't do, right? Talking about what he can't do. And then his defense was then the top, the last from 20 to 30, one of the worst defenses in the league at the beginning of that year. So I'm just saying, it's just different, how they roll. And Canelo Alvarez is similar. We look for excuses. Now he's old when he fought Crawford. Too young when he fought Floyd Mayweather. They just ignore that they'll just say, hey, but he fought Lara. You know, they'll say that he fought Laura. Well, what did happen when he fought Laura? Just stop there. You want to discuss what happened when he fought Laura? Maybe not. Let's just name names. And he didn't fight certain people. So right now, the jig is up, and so ain't nobody even calling out Canelo. We don't even know what Canelo gonna do. I'm thinking Canelo about to push Javante Davis out the way and say, let me fight him. Because I don't know listen, before y'all get mad all the time with Canelo, because he's pissed off, what the hell is he going to do? Who's calling him out? Anybody that's real good right now is not even calling Canelo out. Big as hell, big dudes are calling out Crawford. I told you it's going to be Crawford versus Godzilla, right, in a minute here. And Canelo versus, I don't know, somebody. I was gonna say Adamant, but Adamant is the shit. So I can't say that. So yeah, excuse my French, but yeah. So I don't know who Canelo gonna fight. Let's just see, y'all. It's kind of weird to me that Canelo's not like planning like, okay, my comeback fight is about to be somebody awesome. This and this was wrong with me on that night. I'm gonna show y'all I ain't finished yet. What's up, right? But I'm not gonna diss Canelo actually in terms of him personally, because he was able, after the fight, to give Crawford his props, right? He ain't sitting here talking about, when people trying to act like, he won the fight. One idiot said that, but he probably wish he didn't now. But, ones that are trying to make excuses for him, Canelo is not the one doing that. So you got to give him props. Let the other ones do that. Canelo's like, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to give props to the guy who beat me. And I think that's the way you have to roll, because at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford showed how awesome he is. You have to really, really be something wrong with you to figure out something bad about Crawford on that night. Like saying he was running, which he wasn't, or he didn't stay in the pocket long. How long should he stay in the pocket? I don't know what you two guys are trying to say, because at some point it's getting ridiculous, because you're basically saying, would you just stand there and put your hands down so I can just hit you in the face? So these people can get this waiting for BTBG so I can make them happy. But if anybody does anything, you show any part of some kind of talent, some kind of skills, especially defensive skills, then something's wrong with you. Right? And that's what I've like to tell you for years. That's just sour grapes. So yeah, who's Canelo's next opponent? And do y'all see anybody calling Canelo out? I think that's weird for one of the top 4. Somebody even has him still. Top 4 pound for pound fighters. We don't need to give him a pass. Hard guys out there. Guys that are awesome out there. He's still in your top 10 pound for pound. So go after him. Doing Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.